All right, so I watched Alien Earth, and this takes place right before Alien, the first movie. Um, and I have to say, the Alien franchise is a franchise that I'm surprised that I actually uh, got invested in and kind of enjoy. Because just a little background, I wasn't really allowed to watch like horror and a lot of like rated R movies like growing up. So kind of just binge watching the entire Aliens franchise right before Romulus. So as far as movie goes, I really enjoyed Romulus a lot. And even though this film has nothing to do, I mean, the show has anything to do with Romulus, the just trying to see everything in Aliens and hearing so many good things about Romulus, was like, all right, cool. Let me get invested into this franchise, and I was really surprised how much I would have, or how much I would enjoy um, just the Aliens franchise in general. And just part of that is I've been a little bit depressed when it comes to like Star Wars content. I've always like ever since the sequel trilogy came out, the the just Star Wars content has been dry, so like depressing for me. Um, and so getting into the whole Aliens franchise was kind of like a kind of good way to just let me see if I can get into sci-fi again and let me enjoy something new for me, even though Aliens itself has is not a new franchise. So, anyways, that being said, um, Alien Earth, as the show implies, it's definitely going to deal with aliens and is definitely going to be focusing on Earth. And so part of the context of aliens is the role of corporations in Earth. And part of that deals with corporations trying to make a name for themselves and trying to expand on human engineering uh, and the quest for immortality. So if you ever watch any of the films, Prometheus, Covenant, I've always enjoyed the discussions related to humans seeking to be immortal. When it comes to the Aliens franchise, like how can humans be immortal? And you always see these rich people, these corporations, always try to find a way to live forever. So definitely watch Prometheus and Covenant in that. So watching Aliens Earth uh, picks up that main storyline too. It's like, hey, we got five corporations that basically have divided up Earth, and if you're familiar with like the way that humans have tried to achieve immortality or scientifically engineer immortality, you have synths, and you got these hybrids and cyborgs, and so it's quite interesting um, that so far this story focuses on hybrids. And so, just briefly, what are hybrids? It's just hybrids who are able to transfer their consciousness into like robotic um, bodies, and very interesting how uh, the first youngest trillionaire in the show um, kind of uses children as guinea pigs for their test trials on this hybrid transferring consciousness, and they specifically chose children with like terminal illness, and I really felt really conflicted about like how they chose to do this story, because it's like, okay, these kids got like health issues, and the way for them to be, healthy and taken care of is if they're able to transfer their consciousness to another body. And it was really interesting to see how they did it. They don't really explain, but just to show you that regardless, humans are still going to find a way to live forever. And the way this corporation, Prodigy, uses it is trying to get children with terminal disease to like cancer to be able to live forever. And part of it is because they're able to control. It's always about control. And so you have these kids in adult bodies. So mentally they're still a kid, but they're in an adult body, and the adult body is, like basically super super strong, you know. Um, and so that's kind of the premise so far. And you have this ship of that another corporation has with a bunch of alien specimens. And of course, in the Alien franchise, an alien's on a ship, and somehow the alien gets out, and that's kind of like how the basic premise of Aliens always works out. And so this actually, same thing, aliens on a ship break out, and this ship crash lands onto Earth. And so we get to see number one the politics of what's going on Earth, because if you watch any of the Aliens movies, they're taking place in different parts of the galaxy, universe, whatever, different planets, different places, not Earth. And so this is the first time that we get to see um, the actual alien on Earth. Um, but I've only watched the first episode, so I really thought that it was not taking me out of this world. I felt like if you watch any of the Aliens movie, you're really into this universe. And um, again, I'm feeling morally conflicted because you have these terminal ill people who are suffering, um, and this trillionaire is giving them an opportunity to live forever. And it's like, are you human? Do you have emotions? Because part of emotions are the hormones that we have in our bodies, and Alien Earth kind of like explores that. Uh, and it was quite interesting to see how one of the main characters, Wendy, um, kind of handles that kind of like conflict. She's mentally human. She had human life. She has a brother, but she's in this body um, that's not hers, but makes her super strong. And she can run fast and she can jump far, but does she have emotions? Can she experience anger? Can she experience sadness? And at one point in the show, her brother, who she hasn't seen in a long time and is like not allowed to see, is suffering from not being able to see them, and then also he's in danger. And so mentally, she knows that her brother is in danger, but you don't see any emotions come from her. And at one point, she admits like she is still human. And so, um, I really like this first episode. I think it really did a good job of like exploring the ethics of experimenting on humans. Can children consent to these kinds of experiments? Also, should we be looking ways to be immortal? And I really like that Aliens Earth has explained that. My only issue so far with the first episode, I haven't seen the second episode. With the first episode, is we didn't really get to see much action, meaning like we didn't get to see how the alien escaped on the ship. Because again, every aliens movie, there's an alien on the ship, it escapes, takes hold of a human, morphs, and then it just kills everyone. And that's how like the Alien franchise, that's the formula. And so we actually didn't get to see that in this first episode. We kind of sort of saw it in like future, instead of flashbacks, future visions of what happened. Um, and so that was quite interesting to see. And oh, one more thing that was actually kind of interesting to see is that there are other alien species in this franchise. And when I mean alien species, not like the same family species, but actual like a bug-like different alien. There's just actually little tiny aliens that do different things, and that was quite interesting to see. So overall, the first episode got me hooked. I was engaged. I was not bored at all, and it's very interesting to see what they do with this franchise for the next 8 episodes or so. Because I think there's going to be like um, a total of 8 episodes. Oh, we also lost the point here. Um, and I also got my symbiote skin, just like the to represent the aliens and stuff. But nonetheless, I really like the episode a lot. I'm kind of hoping that things get explored a little bit more as far as the show, and we get to see how the alien escape. So I hope that happens. Um, I hope we actually do see some of the other corporations. We know of two, um, but so far the show's focusing only on two corporations and not so much the others. And um, it also makes it kind of scary. It's like, will America, the United States, have corporations that like own land and kind of like have their own set of government? I mean, the best one to compare is like Disney World. Disney World's like that. Um, that land in Orlando, part of it's like Disney's allowed to run it the way they see fit. So, anyways, I enjoyed that first episode of Alien Earth, and I hope it continues to pick up and we get to see more aliens. I want to see more aliens, and yeah.